little brother is really into astronomy. He's about 7 years old. Likes to look at the stars and watch things. About 3 weeks ago, he spent literally the entire night looking at one part of space from his room. Never once moved. Didn't even eat. When he gets up about noon the next day, I asked him what he was looking at. I was looking at the screaming stars. What are you talking about, you little brat? There's a place I found where, if you look at it, you can hear the screaming. No way. I'll prove it to you. Wait until about 11 at night. Telescope hasn't moved since the other night. Look into it. Hear very faint screams. Eventually gets louder. Have to look away. I noped out and told her mom that she should take away his telescope. I'm never going to look at the stars again. Visiting Chinatown, alone as usual. Pop into a dumpling shop, and on this particular day, it's pretty dead. Normally it's bustling. Order a fuck ton of pork and soup dumplings, and the waitress disappears into the kitchen. As I wait for my food, I look around and notice that the only people in the restaurant are me, an old couple in the corner, and one Asian businessman on his phone. The old couple is eyeing me strangely. I nod and smile, but they look away. Service bell dings. Here comes my food, yes. Look over at the double doors leading to the kitchen. They open, and I watch as my tray of food makes its way over to me, balanced delicately on the raised arm of a big fat frog in a smock. I glance around. What the fuck is this? Old couple is scowling at me now. Asian businessman doesn't even seem to notice. He's glued to his phone. The frog person walks up to my table, drops off my food. He's just barely tall enough to do this, then turns around and walks back into the kitchen, just like a little person. A few moments of disbelief pass. Old couple still scowling. Asian businessman gets up and leaves. After a while, hunger takes over and I simply chow down. I had never had, and to this day have not had, such fucking delicious dumplings. I ordered enough to take home with me, but ended up eating everything. My plates were totally clean. Never see the frog again, but I leave a generous tip when I pay my tab. Thank you, my amphibious friend, whoever you were. B 2014. April specifically. My 2 roommates are gone for the week. It's just me. I'm eating a $3 frozen pizza because broke and playing Oblivion on PS3. Sitting with our cat was honestly a total vibe. Hear a huge crash. Think someone broke in. There was another entrance that went to the building's laundry room in the basement. Go downstairs. Open the door because everything is all over the place in my roommate's room. Think, what the fuck? Because the door is locked and I was in the living room where the other door was. I go back upstairs because now there's noises up there. A few minutes later, after checking up the rest of the apartment, I go back down to the roommate's room. Everything is back where it's supposed to be. Here's someone running up and down the stairs all night at 20-minute intervals. I've been drinking, so I hope this makes sense. Living in an older apartment with roommate. He had a cat for a while. It was pretty cool. Cat comes into my room most nights to sleep next to me. Very comfy. Roommate breaks up with girlfriend. Cat goes with her. A few months pass. Start feeling a small creature jump on my bed at night while I'm half asleep. Sometimes feel it slowly walk up and around the bed. Figure it's just a dream. Memory of roommate's former cat. Starts to happen when I'm still conscious before falling asleep. Or wakes me up in the middle of the night and I still feel it when I'm fully awake. Never feel afraid. I actually feel serene and comforted when it happens. Rational part of me figures it's a mattress springs going out or gusts of wind, air pressure changes messing with the blanket. Not fully convinced though, because there's a noticeable bounce when it first happens. Then a deliberate pattern of steps which matches pace and manner of a small animal walking. One night I say aloud, "Hey buddy, can you take it easy? I have to get up early." It immediately stops. Get a new girlfriend. She stays over one night. She wakes me up from sleep, shaking me urgently. "Anon, what is that? Is something on the bed?" We both feel small creature walking around. We both see small indentations being made on top of the blanket. Ask it to rest, because we're just trying to sleep. Movement stops. Overall, it was a pleasant experience. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was never frightening. It felt like something that knew me and just wanted to be close to me. Lots of other paranormal events happened at that apartment experienced by multiple people. I would also have frequent, pleasant dreams of glowing geometric shapes or beautifully colored UFOs appearing outside my window. The dreams would end with a deluge of information flowing into my mind. I couldn't make out most of it, but it always left me with a feeling that reality was more complex and beautiful than we are capable of consciously understanding. Be me. I've had alien encounters in the past. I go to sleep alone. I wake up and there's somebody next to me in my bed. It's not a woman. I'm attracted to women. Or I don't get the impression that it's a woman. Ask who it is and what it wants repeatedly. No response. I panic and bite it on the shoulder. Whatever it was moves away and disappears into the shadows. Why did you bite it, Anon? It was either that or fuck it, I guess. B9. Home alone while Grandma was on a date. Live with Grandma, and your parents live on the same street 4 houses down. Be sitting in living room, watching the Pokemon movie. Throwing Pokemon cards around everywhere, because I wanted to feel like a trainer throwing Pokeballs. Hear a tapping on the glass that faces the backyard. Freeze in place. Look at window and see a figure standing on the other side. Person breaks glass. Nope the fuck out. Run faster than a Bugatti to my great-grandparents. Tell great-grandpa, and he calls the police. Police show up and look around. Check for prints, none, and check the house to see if they're hiding. Cop finds something on my pile of thrown Pokemon cards. Shows it to great-grandpa. He begins to cry. Grandma comes home, not knowing shit. No cell phones. Please tell her everything. Show her what was found on the Pokemon cards. She breaks down and cries. Police leave, and we stay with great-grandparents until the next day when the window gets fixed. Grandma replaces all the locks and buys a gun. Don't understand why they're so scared. 2 years later, I bring it up and Grandma shows me what scared her. It was a picture from inside my closet. The date on the photo was from 2 days before the break-in, and in the photo, I can be seen sleeping in my bed. Be 7 years old. Dad takes me and siblings to a new church that just opened up on Easter. Can't remember the church's name, but it was a Presbyterian or Baptist church. Church has a candy room. We were all given bags and told to go into the unlit dark candy room, and we have 1 minute to grab as much candy as we want. No adults were allowed in the candy room. Only kids are. Walk into the candy room with siblings and other kids. The door is shut behind us. Hear the sound of some girl and boy screaming. See a door on the right open up and someone in a bunny costume come out and grab one of the kids. Girl is screaming her lungs out. I'm trying to find where the hell the candy is to stuff into my bag. Feeling up a wall, I grab at something, but it won't come up the wall. It literally felt like a penis or a dildo. The door opens up at the end of the room, shines light inside the room for me and my siblings to walk out. All I had in my bag was a large chocolate Easter bunny. Dad never took us back to that church. Be me. 10 minutes ago, driving home from work, cruising down a 2-lane highway, see a car coming my way. All of a sudden, the fucking asshole swerves into my lane. No time to react. Head-on collision. Lose consciousness. Immediately. Wake up in a white room. See a man who looks exactly like me seated at a black table. There's a computer in front of him. He tells me I was in a horrible accident. Ask him if I'm dead. He tells me that in about 5 minutes I will be. Ask him if there's an afterlife. He says no. Tells me that my life is an infinite loop, and once I die, I will be reborn as myself, living the same life over and over without end. He gives me his computer and tells me to type out my last words. Go to B and frantically write this post. I only have a few minutes left. My life is about to end. My life is about to begin. I'm 20 years old. 20 years from now, I will be posting this again. I have no idea how many times this happened before. Be like 11 years old, in the woods with Dad's .22 revolver, setting up sticks in the creek bed mud and shooting enemy soldiers. Some guy comes down the path. Hey kid, I bet you can't hit this can 6 times in a row. Set it up, mister. I got this. He sticks the can in the mud. Shoot it 6 times. Look at guy expecting approval. Guy looks expressionless, mutters, "I got you now," reaches for me, touches my shoulder. I jerk the trigger and discharge another round. Guy immediately turns around and quickly walks away. I wonder if I did something wrong. Like, did I break a rule? Why was he so weird? Go home, eat dinner. My face went. I figured it out later. My face went. I think Murder Cube and Dad's revolver holds 10 shots.